the Tennessee River Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. This is anything but a run-of-the-mill early season matchup, a clash of top 10 teams as these two will get their oil checked early. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Tennessee Volunteers. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer here in the booth. Holly Rowe is down on the sidelines, and we check in with her right now.
Checking in with the Buckeyes head coach before the game. Ranked in the top 25 with high expectations to start the season, that Week 0 loss shocked everyone. With a bye week to look at their issues, try to get things corrected, this is a crucial game today. Can they be the team everyone thought they were before the season started? We'll find out today. Back to you.
All right, Holly. And the Buckeyes ready to kick it away first. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Wide receiver going in motion. Trying to start the drive with a pass. On target. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what they are.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
On the direct snap, it's Bishop. They might go back to that one in a big spot as they pick up the first down out of the Wildcat.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on third down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
The Volunteers have it with a 1st and 10. This time he wants to throw. Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
I don't care how talented you are as a quarterback, but your accuracy always goes down when you get hit. A nice job by the QB scrambling, working to his right, but he wasn't completing that pass with that pressure.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Back to pass. Throws to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Jackson. Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play. And this big orange offense getting it done in the passing game.
And great execution by the quarterback. And when you think about Tennessee offense, man, when they got their trigger man, and they've had some great ones, Peyton Manning, T. Martin, Hendon Hooker had an unbelievable run. They find that guy, man, their offenses have been so hard to stop.
And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
Long incompletions are okay. We got to take shots. You got to make big plays in college football. I love that you're taking shots. Keep taking them. Some of those are going to come home. Some of them aren't. But when they come home, they equal big-time points.
So now it's 2nd and long. Running inside. It's Gordon. Snowed under by the defense.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
The 7th play of this opening drive will be a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the big tight end. What a job to lay out and make the catch.
The big fellow laying out. Look at that body control, using all that muscle, all that strength to lay out and make the big catch for his team.
On the run, it's Gordon. Crosses the 40, gets it down to the 35 before he stopped, a gain of 6.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on 1st down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Making side adjustments here. The give. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Keep the foot on the pedal if you're on offense here. You got that yardage. Yeah, you didn't get the 1st down, but you've set yourself up now to go for it here and keep this drive alive.
This offense wants to establish an aggressive identity. They'll go for it on 4th down. Makes the grab. They make the stop, and not before. He gets enough to convert on 4th down, and rolling the dice pays off. The Vols come to the line with a fresh set of downs thanks to that last connection in the passing game. Wants to throw on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Matthews. He'll be stopped, but not before. He carries it down to the 9-yard line, and that's why you get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And the Volunteers line it up with a 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On 1st and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
And he breaks the play. Touchdown ball.
Well, the gamble by the head coach early in the game really pays off. Remember, they went for it on 4th down to stay on the field. They wanted to be aggressive. And now they get to pay it off, scoring a touchdown. Really nice job. It's always a massive gamble as a head coach taking those risks. But when you've got an offense like this, that really wasn't that tough of a decision.
And I think defensively, that kind of takes the wind out of your sails. Like, you get so excited. You force the 4th down, maybe a punt, maybe a field goal, whatever it is. I'm going to get off the field, and then they get it. And they finish with this drive together. You're right. Circle that 4th down. That was a big one.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Pickup of 8. It's now 2nd and 2.
And winning 1st downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on 1st down that they're going to run the football. So then getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Here's Sayin to throw. That's caught. It's Johnson. Turning it. No, he loses the ball after the huge gain. Defense got it. They're on the run. The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. First snap of this drive will come from their own 32. On the draw, it's Bishop. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
I think there's a couple schools of thought in how you run the football and how you throw the football. Like some people say, I run the football to set up the throw, right? To get people aggressive. But this offense kind of took it the other direction, right? They came out throwing the football, now softened them up. Now let's see if they can start to get that ground game going.
Finds a man on the left. It's a seam wide open. He is in. Touchdown Volunteers.
When you have so many playmakers on offense like they do, they can score quickly. You just saw it right there.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point makes it 14-0. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. He'll bring it out. It's Smith. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. The run inside. It's Jackson. Didn't find a lot of room. Let's give him 2 out to the 20.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Quickly to the tight end. Has plenty for the first down, and they stop him at the 28.
And watch the offensive line here. They all block run. Because they're blocking run, the quarterback decides, oh, I got a favorable matchup. He dumps it out to the right, makes the right read, gets a nice positive gain.
Offense has it at the 28 on first down. He's going to let it go. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up.
And sometimes as a quarterback, man, you're sitting on that sideline and you watch the other guy go out and just deal, right? And put together a drive, score a touchdown, and you want to come out and you want to answer and you want to be aggressive. And sometimes you take shots, sometimes you force things. So I would recommend to him, just stay within the offense, take what the defense gives you, don't be too aggressive.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Here's Julian saying to throw. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third.
Looks to me on that deep ball like he was forcing it a little bit. You got to be careful as a quarterback. You're not trying to outduel the other guy who just threw a touchdown pass. You're just trying to win the game. So just execute the plays. Ball goes to who it's designed to go to. If that means you got to turn around and hand it off, then that's what you got to do. But I think on that last deep ball, QB forcing it a little bit.
Another incompletion on third down.
And that's a teach tape on third down right there. That's a great job by the defense. Being back, understanding it's third down. If they're going to throw it short, man, I'm going to break on the football, go down, be very physical. You want to throw a slant, man, you make sure that they feel you. That's a great job by this defense, being physical, making sure he doesn't secure that catch.
Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. Looking for space. It's Bishop. There he goes! And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period. We've come to the end of the period, and Tennessee leads it. They came out and jumped on them early in the first. Let's take a break and look at the first quarter stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. The they'll keep it on the ground. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin.
Watching this Tennessee running back, man, he just runs with so much purpose, and it reminds me of guys that I used to play against, Jamal Lewis and Travis Henry, two great ball running backs that used to really test the physicality of our Gator defenses and some of those great games we had back in the late 90s. This dude right here, man, he just wears you down every single carry.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Off play action. Fakes the grab on the left. They'll stop him at the 41, but he's got 10 yards, and they'll move the chains.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Bishop. Got a little grass. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down.
Wow. 4 plays on this drive by the offense. They already got 3 first downs. We knew they had a lot of playmakers coming into this game, and they're showing that right now. This defense is going to have to make a play at some point here and stop the bleeding.
Looking downfield on first down. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
Well, obviously, at this point in the first half, the defense is finding themselves in a hole. You just get the feeling if they're going to get back in this, they're going to need more plays like that. They're going to need sacks. They're going to need turnovers. They're going to have to create negative plays to get themselves some momentum.
Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air on second down. Unloads to the right. And they can't make the connection. Not sure exactly what went haywire there, but the timing was just off.
And that's your job as a defense, right? You got to find a way to disrupt the timing and jam wide receivers or get to the quarterback and make him feel uncomfortable, but you can't let that timing be easy and effortless. Nice job by the defense.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Throws for the tight end. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. He's going to have to break out the thunderfoot on this one, a 57-yard attempt. And that might be the edge of his range, but he had just enough. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on 4th down so much easier. Just trot him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth. Breaks into the open. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
Oh, I love that play call. This offense is going to run the football. They're not just going to do it between the tackles, but they're going to attack you outside. You saw that with that handoff. They get to the right. They get him in space using his...
Caught, and he's got room. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
Well, this team found themselves in a hole really quickly. Good things need to start happening, and they got to happen now. There's a big play that the offense desperately needed. A big pitch and catch. That's going to give them some confidence. That hopefully shifts the momentum their way a little bit. But they've got to cap this off now with a touchdown cut into their opponent's lead.
Corralled and forced out of bounds. Mark it right at the 16-yard line, and man, are they in business.
Every drive is obviously important, but now that you've dug yourself a hole, this offense, they need to score here. Like, before the half, they need to move this ball down the field. Nice job in the passing game. Got to put a few together. Need to get some points to cut into this lead right before the half.
He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
And it's not sexy, and it's not these long plays all the time. But this QB does such a good job of picking up 4 to 5 and making it where you're always ahead of the sticks And just letting you know, we'll run him. We'll take advantage of this guy's speed, and we're going to make you defend him throughout this football game.
He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. Saying from the gun on third down. He's got it and still on his feet. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. Big-time touchdown there to get some much-needed momentum.
You got to find something, right? Who you going to go to make that big play to get you back into it? You're not back in it yet. It's not tied. You're not there yet, but you're starting to inch back into it and get some momentum going.
On the run from inside his own 5. He'll be stopped just short of the 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 24, and good work by the coverage unit. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. To the air on first down. Finds his man. It's Gordon. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Wants to fire on second down. It's complete to the left. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Faced with a third and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Well, the defense finally has figured it out. That was critical for their confidence because they had been scored on earlier. They had given up a ton of yards. I think they understood the gravity of the situation. Third down, that was critical for them to get off the...
Wait just a minute, guys. The offense looks as if they're going for it in their own end. They'll go with a direct snap. Oh, he's got some space. In your own territory, fourth down, no problem at all. They just go for it again.
What about you, Reese? Are you going for that?
Yeah, man. And the Vols will snap it on first and 10. This time he wants to throw. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Quarterback could not have walked that ball and placed it into the hands of his receiver any better. That was a perfect throw. Wide out, deep downfield. You got to finish the play.
Back to pass on second down. Fires to the big fella. A huge play there, and they finally get him out of bounds at the 37.
Man, nice job getting the ball out of his hands quickly, understanding the big fella's open. And the big fella, I don't mean an offensive lineman anymore. That's what tight ends used to be, is just an extension of the O-line. These guys are now extensions at receiver. They can make big plays, get him the ball, run after the catch.
Running inside, it's Bishop. It'll be a gain of 6, sets up second and 4.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on second and 4. Gets the back moving. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Bishop. And it is well blocked as they pick up enough for a first down.
Really nice job responding by the offense here. They watched the opponent go down the field and score a touchdown on that last drive. And you can see the quarterback there in the commercial break. He's telling his guys, let's go. We're going to go get this one. Everybody lock in. And that's what you're seeing on this drive. Doing a really, really nice job. They look confident. They're trying to score a touchdown themselves.
Out of the backfield, he's open. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. Ohio State calls its second timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Back to throw, time running short in the half. He's got it on the move. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal.
And, man, you love to see that from this offense, coming out and answering, right? Like putting a drive together. Their defense just gave up a touchdown, but you want to snatch the momentum back. Nice job putting a little bit of a drive together. Now let's go cap this thing off with a touchdown.
They'll try to race to the edge on first and goal with the wide receiver. Final timeout called by the Buckeyes. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half.
Well, you obviously want to get your receivers the football down here in the red zone, but it's tough to throw it to them because the windows are so small. So I like the idea, handing it off to that guy and seeing if he can do something with the speed.
Here's a heat. They're working that left side. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1.
Well, short completion setting up third down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. On the snap, it's Bishop. Stop! Nothing! Denied right in his tracks, and it's fourth down for this defense.
Man, if I'm quarterback right now, after this long of a drive down this close, I'm going for a touchdown here, Pop.
And I get that, but I've worn this defense out, man. I'm going to go for the touchdown right here. And if I miss, they got to go the whole length of the field to score a touchdown.
They get the timeout called here, and probably just enough time for one more snap to put up points before the half. And as the first half draws near to a close, here comes the field goal unit. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. And that will extend their lead even further.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Smith. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. Halftime as both teams head into the locker room. We're looking forward to a terrific second half, but before that, let's check in with Kevin Connors.
Men, thanks. A busy day, so let's waste no time and get you updated on Week 3 action around college football. We start with UCF taking on the number 25 team, the Tulane Green Wave. And it's the Knights looking to make it 3 straight victories to start the new year. So far, so good. They lead this one in the first half. Here now some other games you may have interest in. Social media certainly does. Inside SEC.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Bring in the heat. They get to him as he throws. Oh, he drops it right down the middle of the field, and he couldn't make the play.
This defense knew they had a tall task playing against this Heisman-caliber quarterback, and the best way to affect him is with pressure. They were able to hit him on that play, and that forced the incompletion.
The noise reverberating off the checkerboards in Neyland on 3rd down. Now here's Sayin. He'll take the deep shot. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, that's not the way to start a drive. They'll make the stop on the return at the 38-yard line as this defense records an interception. So the Vols offense takes the field to start this drive. They'd love nothing more than to take advantage of that early second-half turnover and cash in and tack a little bit more onto this lead. Complete on the comeback. Makes the tackle at the 46, but it's a 15-yard gain to get them into plus territory. The offense sets up shop at the 46 on first down. Wants to throw it again, and why not? Working that left side now. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Working that wide receiver screen. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out front by other receivers, and they're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
Backed up now, here's second and long. Motion from the wide receiver. Second down, they'll go to the air. Makes the grab on the left. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2 possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
Fires into the end zone, incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
Draws and screens are a great way to slow down really aggressive pass rushers. It allows the defensive ends and the defensive tackles to run upfield. The offensive linemen kind of push them upfield, go down to the next level, try to sneak in a big play.
Couldn't find anybody open, just threw it away, and that's a smart move. You want to avoid the turnover, especially in the red zone. It'll be fourth down. So this field goal unit has been getting the job done. They've already made a couple here today. Dead center perfect. And now the lead is extended a little further.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Ohio State sending out the offense to start this drive. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Oh, maybe a double pass. Makes a grab on the shot. Across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move.
Well, really nice catch there getting the first down. This dude at wide receiver, man, he is a playmaker. And you think about Ohio State and the recent run they've had on first-round picks at the position. Michael Thomas, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. This guy keeps making plays like that. He's got an opportunity to go in the first round.
Gonna take a shot. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. DBs will try to keep everything in front. Say it. Throws to the tight end. Makes a connection. Smashes through the tackle. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22. Big fella showing some ability. Got away from one tackle. Defense lucky they had a few more there to help.
Yeah, he's not a big stiff. He's not a blocking tight end. This guy can do some work out in the open field as well, and he showed you his athleticism.
He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. The Buckeyes head quickly to the line. Looking to throw it, Sayed. Hauls it in. It's a fumble. And they did not secure the football. It bounces. It's back and a turnover. He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. So here is the Tennessee offense. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Ready. Get. Ready, go.
Looking to fire. He's got it down the middle. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. And what that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play call.
They'll try to muscle their way forward on 3rd and short from the 29. Motion from the back. Wants to throw on 3rd down. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
3rd and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
And the offense with no intention to draw the defense off sides. They want to run on 4th down. Might be changing the route. Trying to get it to the marker. Tried to power it ahead on 4th and 1, and this defense was up to the challenge, and they'll turn it over on downs.
I know the analytics tell me to be aggressive and go for it, but in the second half, in these ball games, the analytics don't work for every single situation. And right now, you've set them up. I just hope this one
Makes the grab, and he was straining for the goal line, but the defense stopped him short.
I don't know who on defense is going to cover this guy. Honestly, he could be a problem for this defense over the middle of the field in the passing game.
The Buckeyes will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. Run in the red zone. It's Jackson. The draw draws nothing except a swarm of tacklers. He's stopped immediately.
And on that situation, on the 1-yard line, the defense brings so many guys. Palmer gets in the backfield, creates the negative play.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the overall athleticism of this defense. They've got guys flying to the ball.
Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Say it. Looking for the score. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He stopped not much on the return, but a whole lot in getting the football. This drive will start at the 6-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
Well, I think the ball just got on the receiver so quickly. He took his time working his route, and by the time he got his head around, the ball was already there, and he just wasn't able to stab it.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long.
Ready, go.
After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Got a man. Turning it on. Gets it out to the 22 before going out of bounds, and they are suddenly out of trouble.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
That'll be a gain of 5 out to the 27.
Draws are such a smart way to take advantage of fast defensive linemen that want to get upfield and get after the quarterback. It keeps them honest, makes them realize they got to play the run too. Great play call.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it.
I think he's showing you his experience on that decision right there. There was nothing open, so don't try to force it into coverage. You've got the lead. If it's not there, just throw it away. The head coach loves to see his quarterback make that kind of decision.
Snap from the gun on 3rd down. Here comes the heat. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Well, it's a great job by the back end of the defense that time, making up for what the front end of the defense couldn't do. The quarterback had all day to throw that ball, but it was the hit in coverage that forces the incompletion.
You couldn't dial it up much better than that as he knocks it out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. We'll see what they can do on this drive as it starts at the 8. Play fake, Julian Sayed. Fires to the wideout. On target to the left. And he's got enough for a first down. Now to see if they have enough time to snap it again here in the 3rd. That's the end of the quarter, and Tennessee has the lead. They built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we got here. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Defense not showing press coverage. Throwing, say it. Pressure coming. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. And that interception might well be the nail in the coffin. Offense gets the ball back, up by 2 scores. Complete. Really short gain on that one. Defense all over it.
The big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Going to the run, it's Bishop. He rolls all the way down the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
And this offense has really done a nice job on the ground. Like, the ground game has been solid, man. Nice job opening holes, running the football. They've been consistent with the run. And as this game creeps along, right, if they can continue to do this with the lead, this is going to be a game that they're going to have in hand.
They'll run it on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Tennessee! And the route is on. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run.
Set to advance on the football.
He'll bring it out. It's Smith. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. So here comes the Buckeye offense onto the field. We've certainly seen better performances from this group. You have to hope that they'll grow from this, but this is going to be one. There he goes! Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down.
And I think that's what you want to see from this offense down the stretch. Like, can you physically dominate the game? You've got the lead. Now run the football, eat clock, continue to feed your dude.
Here's Sayin to throw. Throws it deep. Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be second down.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback and this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You've got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, or whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it, but the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front 7 has dominated this entire game.
He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up 4th down.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right?
Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. 4th down, Sayin. Unloads to the wideout. At the 45 on his way. Turns it on down the left side. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Buckeyes. He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
This receiver is dangerous because of what he can do after the catch. Once he has the football, he is so good at making defenders miss. You saw it on that play.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. Smashes it through for the PAT. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finished with a bang, a 71-yard scoring strike. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Tennessee starts this drive as the offense takes the field. So that last touchdown made it a 2-possession game, but if this offense can do its job, they can put this one away. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
The defense, obviously, at this point is trailing. They need to get the football back. They're expecting run. They know the offense is going to try and bleed the clock, so you got to be good at the point of attack. They were right there. They gave up nothing on that run.
Flips it out to the back. Thrust that arm out. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Going to stop play here as one of the Volunteers remains on the field. The junior running back slow to get up. We hope this is just momentary. Howie Rowe will keep an eye on everything for us. Motion from the wideout. Gonna run it. It's Gordon. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
And I think this is where coaches really earn their money late in games, right? It's in the 4th quarter. You got the lead. Do you want to stay conservative and run the football? Because I see the defenses, they start to get aggressive, and so sometimes you can take the other hand and take advantage of it.
And he's wrestled to the ground.
Big 3rd down for this defense. Listen, you've got to get the ball back. You know what they're doing. They're trying to run the football, but we need the clock to be on our side so our offense has some time. Got to make a stand right here on 3rd down.
So they'll use a timeout here. One more remaining, and of course the 2-minute stoppage coming up as well. Ball ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Lets it fly. He's got it inside the 25. Touchdown ball. And the punishment has been extended. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
Well, what I love about this team early this year is it looks like they can fight through adversity. They started the year 2-0. This game looked like it was in the balance here in the 4th quarter. But after watching them answer with that last touchdown drive, that shows me they've got the mental toughness to potentially make a run this year.
He'll bring it out. It's Sanchez. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Defense playing a bail technique. Julian with the play fake. Oh, they're after him. Got rid of it just in time. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. Clock stops and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Here's Julian saying to throw. Under fire. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
Got to give this defense a lot of credit because even down to the last seconds of this football game, we're seeing outstanding effort. QB taking a shot down the middle of the field. There's a defender swatting it away. They have had this quarterback's number all game long, and that's why they're winning this game.
All right, let me jump in here. They are going to go for it on 4th down, and I'm not sure they have much choice in this situation. Final timeout called by the Buckeyes. And now everybody chiming in to figure out how to play this 4th down. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He wants a big play here late. And it's picked off for the 4th time today. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
And they'll take a knee, the universal symbol for we have this thing in hand. Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you will perform well enough to do so, that's really hard to stop.
It's a mindset, Reese. This team has it right now. You can tell their players trust each other. Big situations arise in games. They're looking at each other in the huddle on the sideline, expecting to make the play that's going to help them win games. This team incredibly mentally tough right now, David.
And you start to build that mental toughness when you start to string together positive weeks. You start to string together positive plays. Now you know you can do it. It's not, we talked about it in the offseason, oh, we want to do this. Now you're starting to execute it and put it together on the field.
That's going to do it for us here. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.